Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European crossover webinar. And looking here to go and see what the news, as far as economic news, we'll have in front of us. We did get a couple hours ago. German PPI came in at 5.2%. We're expecting 5.1. Then that was year over year in April, month over month. Actually, which really counts. It's going to be. Was up 0.8, and that came in line with what they were expecting. At the top of this next hour, we'll have Eurozone construction output, current account balance. Let's see, and then as we come into the States, we will get jobless claims in the U.S. It's a weekly number. Philly Fed manufacturing. That'll also be released at 8:30 Eastern. And Canadian non-farm payroll. That's odd today. Oh, well, it's ADP though. I didn't even know they had ADP for Canadian data, but that's what it says. And at 10 a.m. Eastern, we'll have LEI. US LEI, leading economic indicators. Bear with me. And take a look, quite the recovery compared to what we saw yesterday. Well, at this time. And on top of that, we went lower afterwards. I'm talking about in the indices. So we're holding up here at just at 4107. We had dipped, and boy, did we dip. Just about came down to this 40.51. I think the low was like 40.53 and a quarter. And then we were eventually able to get, after a couple of tests, get above 40.85. And I said, if we got above 40.85, I thought we were going to 41.09 3/4. And that's exactly what we went to. I think we came up just one handle shy of that or something like that. We did back, and eventually late in the afternoon they did, and then we pushed up even higher in Asia. You can see here, and got up here, which is a key number here, 41.14. Before backing down a bit here. Euro coming off those lows. And crude oil, which had a really wide day yesterday, we've come back, but fade. I wouldn't say faded. I'm just saying is that we've come back, but it certainly hasn't pushed up very high. I think actually, I think this is where we had our resistance, which was at 63.95. It actually confluences with some touches here. I'm pulling back a little bit here. And gold, after gold finally got to our, as I mentioned, 2 days prior, we come within actually less than $1. We came within 90 cents of hitting our intermediate target, which is 17.77. But yesterday, and I put the resistance at 17, I think 17.80 or 85. And I'm talking about, and I do mean 18.77, and we put it at 18.80. But anyway, look, we rallied up to 18.92-ish before falling back. And boy, what a fall that was, too. Down here to it's about low 1860s. And we'll go and take a look where we stand here with Nasdaq. Let's see. And you can see here with Bitcoin. Wow, we have really come back with Bitcoin. We did dip in Asia down to about what? Yeah, just under 35,000, and now we're up to 40, closing in on 41. Well, then 40,100. Cable. And of course, this is the futures 6B. And let's see here. Yeah, the futures are only trading a 5-tick premium to the cash. Cash is 41.33. This was 41.37. Now 4-tick premium. And nice little recovery here in Nasdaq. With that, we'll go on and get started with the analysis. See what I've got the. Let's try it this way. Might make it easier. So the euro closed with a dark cloud cover. You can see that here on Wednesday. Support on Thursday will be 21.26 with resistance at 22.05. We're kind of pushing up a little bit high here. High so far has been 22.04, not bad. 22.05. 21.26. You can see we did not push this too far down here. Even then, we still haven't even given up much. Let's go and move into cable. So cable posted a bearish engulfing candle closing near 141. You can see that. We're actually holding that. Support on Tuesday will be 40.73 with resistance at 41.38. Look, we're just about there. 41.38. 41.38. And onto the Aussie dollar. So the Aussie broke hard on Wednesday. You can see that here, tagging the 77.11. It's right there. Resistance on Thursday will be 77.62. And it looks like we did make it to the 77.62. We're supported 76.87. Well, we're nowhere near that. We've held these lows very well. There's support, 76.87. And moving into the dollar yen. So the dollar yen challenged the 850 area. You see that? Before reversing on Wednesday to close just above 109. Resistance on Thursday will be 934 with support at 873. Pretty quiet day in the yen. So we're keeping the support here on the low side, moving this up to 934. And now to the cash dollar index. So the dollar index closed higher on Wednesday, but within the body of Tuesday's price action. You see that right here? Right there. So no, you can't say that, oh yeah, we had a bullish engulfing bar. Once again, in a sense, it was a bullish close, but it wasn't much to really hang your hat on, considering all the sell-off that we saw in equities. You would have expected a whole lot more than that, so it's somewhat disappointing. Both closed higher, but within the body of Tuesday's price action or session. Resistance for Thursday will be 90.43 with support at 89.89. We're not too far away from that. Oh, God. And let's go and move into Bitcoin. Here we go. I can never find this Bitcoin. I'm looking for it. Hold on. So Bitcoin broke down to sub 30,000 on Wednesday before rallying back to 40,000. Resistance on Thursday will be 40,414 with support at 34,200. We came close to these highs just now. So 40,414. And 34,200. And boy, that was some kind of a move here. Look at that. Take a look at it on the 2-hour chart. And we just got up to 40,789, and we had bias chart resistance of 40,414. But I'm even surprised we pushed up here. I thought we would have pushed a little bit lower, but there you go. Next, let's go move into the S&P. So the S&P broke into the 4050s in early U.S. trading on Wednesday before recovering beyond 4085, which ignited a rally to 4110 level. Support for Thursday will be 4090, with resistance at 4114, followed by a weekly pivot of 4122. So we talked about that, as I mentioned in the chat. I thought that if we could get above 485, that would ignite a move. Boy, this index traded fantastic on Wednesday. I only traded once, which was disappointing because I spent all my time fooling around with Nasdaq, which didn't even get the moves. Like when S&P got above 485, it ran up to like I think it was like 4104. Was no compare. I mean, Nasdaq didn't even rally anywhere in comparison to the move that we saw there. So it was a far better market to trade. But anyway, on the downside, looking at 4090. On the upside, there's that 4114. The only difference is we'll go with the weekly pivot. And let's Let's flip back now to the Nasdaq. Oh, let's see a little bit more clearly on a 2-hour chart. There we go. Pretty good recovery rally too. Also in the Nasdaq, and right now there's that resistance right here at this 13,262. Getting a little bit closer look. We're just going to give it just a little bit of room above that. You see right there, right here. That's going to be. I thought we were going to get to that yesterday too when we took off 13,265. And as far as support, well, it has been. Look how sloppy it's been here. I mean, whereas S&P's been clean as a whistle. Um, hmm. just a lot of slop and sloshing around in here. Just kind of like, this is really a good example of what, to a certain extent, was like in the U.S. session, slopping around here. Oh, it just seems like you'd be able to give up more. Today's probably going to be a little bit tricky. Let's just go with the 13,168. Actually, 13,150. And next is going to be the gold market. Actually, Nasdaq just trying to break a little bit here, as is indices, S&Ps. So gold rallied to 1892 before fading to 1865. And I meant to say, which is, that's correct to put 1855. It actually fell as low as 1852 and a half. So before fading back to 1852, resistance on Thursday will be 1882 with support at 1860. Wow, really continuing to fade right now. Well, we just fell a pretty good little chunk here in Nasdaq. We were at 13,240, and we're not now fell to 13. Well, not a whole lot. 13,220. Looked like it was more. So 1816. And resistance is going to be 1882. Oh, wow. We're right there today. So 1860. But we did get that pretty good strong move above, which had been our projected target for the last 2 weeks, 1877. Finally broke out pretty hard yesterday before falling back. And lastly, let's go on and finish up with crude. Still pushing lower here. Now 13,217 Nasdaq, and S&P is at 4103. So crude took a huge slide on Wednesday down to 62 before recovering to 63.50. Resistance on Thursday will be 63.93. It's like the resistance. What was the high? 63.95, so pretty close. We're supported 62.84. So 62.84. And 63.95. There we go. And we did see these spurs just drop down here to 4103. Here's the bias chart. And it should be an interesting session, but I don't think anything's going to get too lit until we get into the U.S. trading. I'll go and get the bias chart posted. And thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar.